A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 4, verses 38 to 44. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. He left the meeting place and went to Simon's house. Simon's mother-in-law was running a high fever, and they asked him to do something for her. He stood over her, told the fever to leave, and it left. Before they knew it, she was up, getting dinner for them. When the sun went down, everyone who had anyone sick with some ailment or the other brought them to him. One by one, he placed his hands on them and healed them. Demons left in droves, screaming, "Son of God, you are the Son of God." But he shut them up, refusing to let them speak because they knew too much, knew him to be the Messiah. He left the next day for open country. But the crowds went looking, and when they found him, clung to him, so he couldn't go on. He told them, "Don't you realize that there are yet other villages where I have to tell the message of God's kingdom, that this is the work God sent me to do?" Meanwhile, he continued preaching in the meeting places of Galilee. Good morning. I am Father Joseph Matthew, and this is Coffee with God. Let us now listen to a short reflection on the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 4, verses 38 to 44. A church on the move. After driving out an ugly demon from a person on a Sabbath day in Capernaum, and refusing even to have any dialogue with the evil powers, Jesus moves to the house of Peter. This act of Jesus moving from the synagogue to Peter's house holds deep symbolism. For the community of Luke, the house of Peter is a symbol of the house of the disciples of Jesus, that is, the church. Jesus walks in and first heals the woman, Peter's mother-in-law, suffering from a fever. The woman represents the church. The church has its own fevers and illnesses that paralyzes it from getting up and being at the service of others. Anything that makes us lazy or prevents us from being at the service of others is a fever that forces us to bed. Being in the church, if we refuse to be at the service of others, it indicates that we are sick and need urgent healing. In order for the church to continue its mission of healing the world's wounds, it must first be healed of its own afflictions. When Jesus enters Peter's house, his initial act is to heal those within the household who are suffering from fevers. After being cured of her fever, the woman promptly gets up and resumes her mission of serving them. All the sick people suffering from different ailments were taken to Peter's house, looking for the healing power of the Lord. This symbolizes the ailing world that looks towards the church for healing. The church partakes in Christ's mission to bring healing to the world. The Gospel states, "He laid his hands on each of them and cured them." No one is left out from experiencing the compassion and favor of Christ. This is also our mission. Once the mission is completed, he does not stay there any longer. Despite the plea of the people, Jesus moves on to other places. Our mission is to be on the move, in service of God's people, and not to be stationed in the comforts of places where we are appreciated and accepted.